Guzeripl is a small village hidden far away in the mountains of Adygea. He became known and favored by tourists for these reasons. Firstly, the Belaya River flows right along the village and further along the road to it along the most beautiful canyon. Secondly, Guzeripl is the extreme point and the last settlement in this area. Immediately behind it begins the territory of the Caucasian Biosphere Reserve, hence the main reason for its attendance. There is no civilization behind the village, only the pristine pure nature of the reserve and the mountains. There are mountains all around. The beauty is incredible. Today, the village of Guzeripl is actively developing as a tourist point of mountainous Adygea. There are few permanent residents in Guzeripl, just over 100 people, but there are significantly more vacationers here, both in summer and in winter. At the expense of tourism, local residents, in principle, live. There are about 30 hotels and guest houses of different price segments in the village. The nearest major cities are Makop, the capital of Adygea, 84 kilometers away, and Krasnodar, 210 kilometers away. The village has an unusual and, I would even say, rather gloomy history. Before the Great Patriotic War, 2 camps for prisoners were located here. One was common, the second, strict regime. The prisoners worked at the sawmill, and the extracted wood was rafted along the Belaya River to the village of Kamenomostsky. During the active timber extraction, a narrow-gauge railway operated near the village for the transportation of wood, which, by the way, is still preserved, but as a monument, and not an active canvas. Well, in the post-war years, the cordon of the Caucasian Biosphere Reserve was located here. In 1949, the famous all-union tourist route number 30 was launched in these places through the mountains to the sea, one of the most popular tourist routes in the Soviet Union. Initially, its mileage was 93 kilometers, and the duration was about 20 days. Now this route is called Ecological and Tourist Route number 1, and the duration of its passage is from 5 to 8 days. During the journey, tourists change several climatic zones at once, passing through coniferous forests, alpine meadows, the glacier of Mount Fisht and the subtropical Black Sea coast. According to numerous reviews of fans of mountain tourism, this is one of the most beautiful routes in our country. I also have a long-standing dream to pass the 30, and when it comes true, I will definitely make an interesting video about this story. Yavorovaya Polyana, named so because of a rare species of maple yavor, which grows abundantly on its territory. To get to it, we start from Guzeripl by car or on our beautiful legs and move along a picturesque road for several kilometers strictly up. But keep in mind, if you go there in winter, it is highly desirable to have winter tires on your car, or even better like this. Otherwise, the trip up can become not only difficult, but also dangerous, since the climb there is decent, and the road is not always well cleared. The clearing is good both in winter and in summer. In winter, you can ride cheesecakes, snowmobiles, or just take a walk through the beautiful snow-covered forest. Also in Guzeripl you can go to the Nature Museum of the Caucasian Reserve, which tells about the flora and fauna of these places. On its territory there are gazebos with mangalas, a rope park, a health trail, a dolmen, by the way, the largest in Adygea, and a mini zoo. If you are a lover of sharp and wet sensations, then you can go kayaking or rafting on the Belaya River, a canyon that is incredibly beautiful. The full range of emotions is guaranteed to you. Guzeripl itself is very beautiful and interesting, but in addition, not far from it is the famous Laganaki Plateau, Fisht Mountain, Guzeripl Pass, Rufabga waterfalls, Azish cave and many other attractions of Adygea. In general, these places are definitely worth visiting. On the way back, we stopped by to look at another very unusual and so far little-known location, the Adygea wind farm. From a distance, the station looks very impressive, but when you get close to the showcases, you are simply blown away by the scale and power of these structures. I used to see such things only in movies. Somewhere in Norway or Holland there are similar stations in the middle of the fields and bring enormous benefits to people simply because the free wind blows on them. And most importantly, this technology does not harm the environment and there are practically no costs for it. Well, except for the production of the generators themselves, which in any case will pay off, given their performance. The Adygea wind farm is located on the border of the Shevjanovsky and Gyajinsky districts of the Republic of Adygea. This is the first completed wind power facility of Rosatom and the second largest functioning wind farm in the country. The first place in terms of capacity is occupied by the Adygea VS, which was launched in the Stavropol territory quite recently, in January of the 21st year, and 84 wind turbines with a total capacity of 210 megawatts were installed on its territory. As part of the Adygei armed forces, 60 wind power plants operate, the total capacity of which is 150 megawatts, and the planned electricity generation is 354 million kilowatts per year, which will reduce the energy deficit of the region by 20%. A little bit about the dimensions of all this beauty. The height of the installation together with the rotor is 150 meters. The length of each blade is 50 meters, and the total weight of the structure is 320 tons. But the most interesting thing is that this is only the initial stage. Now the construction of the Karmelinovskaya and Bondarevskaya AF in the Stavropol territory, as well as the Marchenkovskaya AF in the Rostov region, is already underway. In the future, it is planned to build wind farms with a total capacity of 1 and 2 gigawatts until the 24th year. This is about 480 similar installations. Well, I hope nothing will interfere with Rosatom's plans. It's nice when your country keeps up with the times and creates something really worthwhile.